Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another scene of Living World of Darkness, Werewolf. Rage across New York. We start the scene off not in this beautiful fall season Central Park, but rather in the vicinity of a park in the north called Highbridge Park, very close to Washington Heights, Hudson Heights. It's the name, it kind of speaks for itself. It's named after the fact that there's a huge bridge running there, um, basically connecting Manhattan to the Bronx. And we start the scene off with three, well, Sep mates, two-pack mates, who are, have plans with this certain park. And it's there that we shall begin.
So
The
this is the
army is in
park.
beef jerky. Okay.
That's inconvenient. Good to
Well,
know.
we can see further and see if anything is visible. Or if I don't know, if some fucko tried to kidnap us.
Oh yeah, there are definitely sparrows here.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
mean, those.
we don't look like the most kidnappable bunch here, so I think we're safe on that aspect.
I don't know. I would say your head looks like it's pretty big on above a chimney. You know, just because we're not simple people doesn't mean we are not target for them.
They haven't really been discriminating. It's why the police have had such a hard time tracking them. They're just randomly picking people up off the street or having them in mass delirium.
Quick question, Chris: is Jacob in uniform or like in normal day-to-day clothes?
What would Collier have preferred?
Most likely in uniform.
Okay,
That
yeah,
came
there we
out
go.
wrong.
There you go.
Oh
We're
my.
not kidnappable. There's a cop on the scene. That's right.
Yeah.
uh, we got it. Everything's fine. But yeah, Jacob just says, yeah, they've been more or less kidnapping. Or I mean, the people have been doing this. Probably the same people you're looking for that are here. Have been kidnapping on average about one person a day. So it's been pretty extreme. And I've discovered that two of them are kinfolk.
What tribe?
Oh, see, I believe I know one of them was Bone Nora. What was the other one, Saskia?
Sorry, my computer's breaking up because I'm trying to find pictures. What tribe? There was one Bonar, one Glasswalker.
Bone Nora and Glasswalker.
Both tribes pretty close to the worm. To the weaver. He's not gonna say worm. He's gonna say weaver. Sorry. No, he's gonna say weaver, not worm.
Mama L gains a rage.
Doesn't know why. Or maybe she does.
Fucking Shadow Lords. Yeah, Jacob, I'll just say. Yeah, I was going to use Rada Questing Stone to go find them. Then these missing people reports haven't been released to the public at all. Not on the news, not on any particular network. All the police have been keeping it under wraps to try and prevent panic. After all, one person going missing a day, all in the same neighborhood, is pretty extreme.
By the way we look, the fact that we're all together, we don't look like victim material. So baiting them might not be the best tactic.
Yeah, I'm not looking on baiting them. We can at least find out generally where the victims are, because I have that right. If not, I was going to try some other methods to track them down. Would have been a bit slower, but
I know that right too, Raya.
hmm.
But I think we should weaken them before we strike against them. And I don't think they're gonna keep people here. It's too open, too public.
My hypothesis is that they're keeping them somewhere in the metro tunnels they're using.
Hmm.
Much easier to keep people hidden underground. Or they might have a safe house somewhere. Also likely.
There might be more of them underground. It's gonna hardly be a fair fight with the three of us against fuck knows how many of them.
Still, the fact that they're kidnapping so many people within such a short span of time implies that they're acting on some sort of time frame.
Then it's even more important we get this place cleaned up.
Hmm. Yeah, they're getting very close to breaching the veil at this point.
It's okay. We can breach their skins, their bones.
Let's find them before we start breaching anything.
It's okay. The police is on our side. Lead on, officer.
Jacob will lead on, which is weird because he feels like a tour guide and not a cop. Here's Highbridge Park. It's a place. There's a bridge. Hey.
Kolya points to a place, to a point in the fence. That's what I try to get in the park from the other side. Like I said, there was something black pouring down, like tar, except it smelled a lot worse. Hurt like a motherfucker too. Trust me, last thing you want to slip in.
So, how you guys are gonna get in?
I'm
Walk
guessing
through.
Wait, you mean we have to
alleyway
think?
gate.
I mean, like someone is just describing a hole in a fence. I mean, sure, you can try and creep through a hole in the fence. There's also just pathways.
Oh, so it's park, right? It's not
Yeah.
closed. Should just be able to walk through it. Walk in to the open park.
Cool.
Like you do with parks.
Like you do.
With the
Okay.
police escort.
With a police escort.
With a police escort, because that is like, yeah, makes
So
sense.
many kidnappings. I'm just making sure people get home safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, worst case scenario, he can say that he's like here to arrest us.
This really bulky one-eyed man.
And the shady looking Russian guy who's
the shady looking Russian guy.
It's okay. We're near Halloween. Like I can say I'm a pirate.
Yar.
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 Okay, so you guys are walking into the park. At first glance, it doesn't really look like anything is wrong. It's still sort of green, which is definitely what you will like start to think of somewhat odd at second glance. It's still very green. It's like It's still summer, or something is feeding these plants that just makes it stay green. Why are there no fall colors here yet? It's kind of odd, especially
Pine
for
trees.
people so connected to nature than like Garu are. Most Garu are. There's no
Pine,
glasswalker here, so yeah.
pine trees.
Hmm?
Pine trees.
Pine trees. No, it's not pine trees.
I'm pretty sure it's pine trees.
Okay, it's pine trees to you. To
There
the
we go.
rest of
Mystery
you.
solved.
These are not pine trees. As you walk further in, you can make me both Jacob and Kolya can make me one perception alertness check, both sight and smell based, and for Damien, if you would be so kind as to make me two, because of a certain flaw. If the other one wants to make two of them, it's also fine, but I was just trying to save time.
Hey, Jacob gets 4.
I get one.
Get one. My Discord is still. There we go.
Alertness.
Yep. And one is sight based, the other is smell based.
But one of my dots have not been approved.
You need to make
Well,
both.
attack Robbie about it.
Well, I'm attacking Robbie live right now.
Okay, I will make sure he will get the message.
Yeah. Okay, so that's. Was it standard always?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 2 success for both, even with my flaw.
Yeah, we both make both. We all three of us make both, or just
You may make both, but I was just trying to save you guys time to have it roll in one, but because Damien has a certain flaw, yeah. So, if you want to, because you only had one success, if you want to determine if you want to make another roll and have that be your other sense, but please do state which sense this was then.
okay. Let's say the first one was smell,
Okay.
and the second one, which I get 3 successes for, is sight, and it actually makes sense because you can't smell that much in Hamid.
Okay. Well, to start with the sight based, because all of you have more than one success, you will all see some a little faster than the others. Like for what's his favorite? For Garm, he will only see this when they get deeper into the park. But Kolya and Jacob kind of see it as they move in only a little further. Is that this green starts to grow darker as they move along, as they get deeper into the park. With the smells, as you sniff the air in the beginning at the edge of the park, it all smelled still very almost spring-like sweet. When you start to get in deeper, you're pretty sure normal humans might not immediately pick this up, but it's almost as if you're walking at first, you think that, oh, maybe there's a dead animal nearby or something. It's like this sweetness starts to become a little sickly sweet, almost as if something is rotting.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just me, or does something smell dead around here?
Well, definitely does. I guess we have to follow the smell.
Careful, might be ghoulies about. Don't want to go in too deep when we don't know who we're dealing with or what.
Spirals or not, they're not going to be crazy enough to attack us in plain sight.
I mean, they've had no trouble doing that with everybody else in the neighborhood. Seems like this lot are just relying on the delirium to keep themselves hidden.
Then we
They've been able-
might be safe as far as veil breaches go, but
It's closer to a breach than you might think. I've had a talk with some of the detectives. Police are getting a little bit too close to the truth. These spirals are getting these spirals have been pretty sloppy. It's why I'm concerned that they're working on a time frame because, yeah, I can see a more meticulous and more intelligent pack of spirals not getting caught out like this.
if they're working on a time frame, we need to work on one too.
Hmm.
Strike fast, and even if we manage to delay them, if not stop them completely, it might be enough to keep them from getting where they want to get. And that's a time frame.
Hmm. Right, well. I assume the group continues onward.
Yep. Are you following the scent? Are you just walking along the edge of the park? Where exactly are you going?
I mean, we can still go around the edge if you guys want, but
I'd say go after the smell.
yeah.
Okay. So as you head deeper into the park, would you guys and you're so again once more lucky, or I suck so badly, that's also a possibility. Would you guys mind making me a perception alertness side based? Oh wow, 1 2 3 4 5. You have to beat 5 successes.
3.
Well, I mean, I don't really see why I would roll since I will never be able to beat it. Even if
I'm
I
sorry,
will
I have a
say,
really good roll.
even if I
can
say,
beat
as the guy
5
with one eye, I
successes.
see better. I see better than Lupu with his 2 eyes.
Yeah, I don't think I can beat 5 successes because I only roll 5 dice. I can't. I don't. So.
Okay. So as you're looking around, you notice one of the trees, like the branches snapped off. Like not like an old branch or something. It's not dry wood. It's actually like it's still kind of hanging on the tree. And what you notice is that the wood, which is normally like kind of pale brownish, that really fresh wood color. I don't know if I'm talking to people who've actually seen that or not. So, but it's not as fresh looking as you would think it is. Actually, it kind of looks more dark. And if you would study it up close with like your cumulative amount of great successes, you see that the wood, it kind of has like these really tiny, almost vein-like, almost. It's not actual veins before you guys, but it's like little streams of water, like barely a millimeter, uh, like wide. It's like a darkish, almost red, like a brownish, rusty color.
Ugh, well, that's not pleasant.
Might not be the expert on trees here, but I doubt the fact that trees are supposed to bleed.
No, not really.
We might be getting close to something.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And as you get deeper into the park, you basically get to the heart of the park, and there's this beautiful fountain standing there. And like on the picture, the water is kind of, you know, pouring out. But if there's anything that smells as much as you guys have smelled, like that sickly sweet smell, that rotting smell, it almost seems like it's heading from like the fountain area there. Although you do get the feeling that, it's emanating from more than just the fountain. Like the fountain is definitely a place where you can smell this smell the strongest, but it's practically it's everywhere around you.
Either all the stray cats in New York synchronously drowned themselves in that well, in that fountain, or that's the place we need to clean.
Hmm.
Seems like it. Might be careful though. I think the moment we start doing so, it's the moment we get a lot of attention.
I don't know. Tell something to the anyone that comes around asking. Uh, we're neo-pagan religious group. You're protecting our civil liberties to manifest our worship.
Or I could just say you look shady as fuck and I'm keeping an eye on you. I think that's fairly close to the truth.
Also,
Yeah.
since what time we haven't really established it.
Oh yeah,
What
that's a good
time
point. I was gonna
are
ask.
you in the
What time?
park? Like, is it morning, afternoon, evening, night?
Night?
Evening-ish, nightish, something after dark.
Oh,
Since it's after dark, you don't really see like recreational people around. You hear kind of cars coming from the bridge in the distance. Nothing really close by. Street lights are on. There's a couple of hobos, just lingering around in parks, lying on the benches.
I sent off true form of them all for being werewolves. Or
Okay.
kinfolk. I don't have to roll for werewolves or kinfolk. I just figure it out automatically.
Question. Do you need to target that? Or is it an area?
1 second. I think it works on individuals, but not on mass groups. I think you have to look. You have to like have a specific target in mind. It's not like an overt ability. Like it won't reveal
Is it an
you or
auspice
nature.
gift?
It is an auspice gift.
Okay, let me look it up real quick.
I won't be able to necessarily tell what the scents mean unless I've scented them before, which I think would be fairly reasonable for Garu and Kinfolk.
Okay, yeah.
They're see. Garu can smell kinfolk or a fellow werewolf automatically. In all other cases, the player must roll possession plus knowledge. So I'm just looking for kinfolk or werewolves, so I'm not really going to roll.
Okay.
Because I'm not looking for any other sort of supernatural creature.
Okay.
It doesn't really have a range.
To
I
infinity
presume
and beyond.
eyesight. For
Yeah.
if I'm in Homid form, I presume they have to be within eyesight.
Smell kinfolk or fellow werewolf automatically. Other cases, players roll perception plus primal urge. No, attack vampire, chasing demon, mummy, or Pharaoh. For successes, and still might go for more. Okay, so you're not trying to look for Mori, just trying to look for kinfolk or werewolf.
Basically.
The thing that kind of does confuse me is that it says fellow werewolf and there's no mention of BSD, so I'm presuming that would count amongst fellow werewolf.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't really differentiate between tribe or anything from what I can tell. It's just different supernaturals. It does
oh, sorry.
Pharaoh or four more I need to roll for, but
Mhm.
I'm not looking for those.
Okay. What you pick up is that there are 3 of the 7 hobos that you guys kind of see lingering around on various benches and everything. Kind of have this kinfolky smell.
Hmm.
Huh. Jacob will telepathically communicate that to Garm because Jacob will basically just take a seat on an empty bench. Just kind of eyeing up the entire situation.
I mean, most of the hobos do look kind of like weirded out by the fact that there's a policeman there walking around with 2 questionable individuals.
Well, I have now
Questionable,
separated from
like.
them, and I am now eyeing them up, and not in any way associating that everything is fine. They're not gonna snitch. They're hobos. But yeah, that information will be communicated. Yeah, that information will be communicated to Garm via Packlink. Because he can whisper that to Kolya, and Jacob's kind of keeping his distance, so.
Hmm.
In all honesty, Jacob is more the odd duck out than the other 2 are.
Well, yeah, Jacob, well, you know what? There are more police here now, so it's fine. This makes sense.
Not in the park!
Well, Jacob's covering a vacancy. There you go. I have subterfuge dots now. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the plan?
Well, apparently, some of the hobos have kinfolk smell, which I would say would probably make them Monar, and that would be weird. Or just really into hobo-looking cosplays.
Bonars could be undercover.
Hmm.
I say clean, step sideways, brace for the worst.
Or we can always check with, mirrors, before going in.
Kolya pulls out the pocket mirror, hands it to Garm. Be my guest.
Sorry.
What did you hand it to me?
Just pulls out the mirror from his pocket and hands it to Garm. Because Kolya has a pocket mirror.
Hmm. So what does looking through a mirror do if I roll my noses?
How about you just first roll your noses in this very wormish environment?
I roll my noses. I have super noses.
Boo, spooky.
Let me see. What is the.
I mean, I don't care. I have 2 10s. Like, I
Wow.
could be in the
Yeah.
middle of a fucking technocratic
That was
center.
really
Would make
good.
a fucking difference.
He's in the middle of the Zeta clinic.
Okay. Let me pull up a picture of what you see because I made pictures. Well, I didn't make them. I found them.
You got pictures.
Let me see. Not
Show
that
us
one. Not that
horrible
one. That
abominations.
one. That's the one. So you look into the mirror and you look around the fountain, and the first thing you notice is this guy.
Satan, Satan.
Oh,
Mm,
am I seeing this through the pack link?
I mean, I would mentally communicate this.
Okay. Well, Jacob does have one. Well, what the fuck is that?
Well, roll it. You want if you want to.
I think I will. Gee, what is my roll? Was it 2 or 3? That's 2. I'll get 5 successes.
Okay, on difficulty 6.
Yeah. I got a 9, an 8, a 10, a 6, and a 9. And a 5.
Cool. Okay. This is something that probably once was a guy in spirit and has been utterly transformed, maimed, pained, worm influenced, and all that kind of shit that you can think of.
Is it basically corrupted notorious spirits?
Yeah.
Okay.
You might even think that it's a corrupted Uktena spirit.
Oh, shit. Jacob will actually say across the pack link. Oh, I've actually heard of these. It's looks like a corrupted nature spirit, probably Uktena stock.
Well, as he kind of turn around and see if you see anything, any other fucked up things.
In the vicinity, you can also see. Let me see. There's a couple of these.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see a few of these.
Oh.
But they don't look nearly as big as a snake that's kind of wrapped around this fountain.
Mm.
Oh, I get 3 successes for that weird skeletal mess.
It's basically the same thing.
It's
Corrupted spirits.
corrupted scabbard.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Jake will just communicate that too. Well, you know what happened to all the pigeons here?
In the meantime, Kolya's looking at Garb, expectantly like,
I'm making a whole inspection. As he gives back the mirror. Well, corrupted bird spirits, corrupted rat spirits, and there's a big ass Uktana spirit, or at least from this brood over there, who's just wrapped around it. Probably the central part of the corruption.
What's an Octana spirit doing in the middle of all this corruption?
I mean, I don't know. We can ask him.
Please tell me you mean a corrupted Octana spirit.
It's a nature spirit from Uctena's brood. I don't know what kind. It just looks really manged up.
Okay, so corrupted or tainted. Fair enough. Okay, we should start cleaning this
One of
fast.
those.
See what happens afterwards.
Mm. Yeah.
Jacob's just chilling and keeping the peace, you know.
Presuming they begin the rite of cleansing. If there's anything
I
else.
mean, this is the point where I would like to point out that unless I'm mistaken, we don't have access to a rite of cleansing unless we are like Mr. Cop. Because at level 1, if I'm correct, we don't have access to it. Because it's actually from Philodox. Which is fucking weird, because it's not a fucking mystic rite.
Yep. Still the weirdest thing.
I've got the rite of cleansing.
Yeah, if you're at the appropriate rank, you can learn rights of your rank level. So in theory, being of your auspice just means you can learn it. You can learn rights a level above your rank, so you can
Yeah,
get
except
access to the relevant rights faster.
rite of cleansing is not from our.
I have it.
Yeah, every Cliff can learn Rite of Cleansing is level 1.
Let me look it up, because maybe me or Robbie made a mistake, or maybe, I don't know.
I have been misguided then. In all
Let me
my
look it
endeavors.
up. Let me
You've
look it
been
up.
betrayed by the STs.
Right
Or
of
maybe
Shame.
it's just past midnight.
Shame.
Types of rights. Learning rights of course. Right of cleansing is level 1.
Shame.
So yes, you can learn it.
So there's no restriction based on the
That's for
auspice
if you
rolls.
would. That's for if you would learn a level 2 right. Like you can learn
Uh,
a level 2 right of your auspice, but you cannot learn a level 2 right that is not fitting
Mythical.
with your auspice. So, for instance, if you would learn
okay, I was guided well.
a rite of renunciation, you can't learn that because it's a level 2 rite of accord, which theurgists aren't naturally attuned to.
Mm.
Yeah, but rite of cleansing is a rank 1 and a mystic rite.
It's not a mystic rite.
It's not a mystic rite?
It's
It's
not a mystic rite.
mystic rite.
That's the weird thing of it all. It's not a
What the
mystic
fuck?
rite.
It is a Rite of Accord.
Yep.
Regardless, it's a rank 1 rite. All clears should have access to it.
Yep.
Okay, then. And I can technically. Can technically make a roll for it. But, um, but yeah, currently, I, however, have to go to bed, so it will have to be a part 2.
Okay. Then, yeah, we will stop this at this exact point where we
Magical
commence.
cliffhanger.
Yep, pam pam pam. What will happen? Will they be able to cleanse the fountain, or will evil prevail? Find out on the next episode of Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York. Good
Oh,
night.
shame.